Justin, people often ask me, do I have regrets? Hell yeah, do I have regrets? But that also is what motivates me to overcome the regrets, to fix them. And I do that through painting. I do that through writing.
That's clearly Edgar Allan Poe, right?
I mean, when you think Sylvester Stallone, what do you think? You think, first of all, cradle the balls, work the shaft.
Yes. I think of painting, beautiful portraits.
And then distant third, Rocky.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are the biggest things. But we are reading, actually, that wasn't me talking. We are reading from the lobby of the TIFF Bell Lightbox. The film festival is starting to wind down now, but there are still some big events coming up.
I mean, the biggest event. Mr. Sly Stallone himself bursting in through a wall to tell us all of his life secrets. And this is in no way in relation to the fact that Arnie also had a documentary that was 5 parts. Now Sly only has 1 movie.
I love how Schwarzenegger and Stallone keep insisting like the beef is quashed, the rivalry is over, but funnily enough, like 3 months after Arnold's documentary comes out, Netflix has its own Sly Stallone documentary.
What are the chances?
Very odd, but closing night film at this year's Toronto Film Festival.
As we talked about on our last Patreon episode, a cursed section, if you will.
That's right. This is one of the more promising closing night films I've seen from this festival in years. I mean, Netflix documentary, probably going to meet a minimum standard of quality that most TIFF closing night films don't.
The thing about Sly is that his beef with Arnie is, I know who won in that competition.
You know, maybe Arnie won the war, but in a way, Sly has won another kind of war. You don't agree?
Like not dying?
Yeah, I mean, Sly's still out there. I feel like Sly is a bigger movie star than Arnold is right now.
You think so?
Would you disagree? The Creeds,
by
the
box office standards, yes, because Arnie hasn't been able to have a successful movie in ages. The last thing that Arnie started was a Netflix TV series.
That's right. Everything he's done since his time as governor hasn't quite worked. But look, we're providing you today some ground level shoe leather reporting, some actual journalism from the front lines of the Toronto Film Festival. We're here in the lobby. We're right by the bookstore.
Well, we used to be the bookstore.
Yeah, it's more of a kind of knick-knack. It's like you want A24 t-shirts, you'll get them, which is fine if you like those.
I mean, I liked all the books that they used to have.
Yeah, well, there are still a few books here and there. I see you just got a book. What'd you get?
I got the Movie Notebook, number 3.
Nice. Very nice.
Because it's the only place, or one of the only places, you can buy them in print if you're not a subscriber.
Oh, very nice.
Movie should sponsor us.
So it's been a while since the TIFF Lightbox has had a gallery exhibit. They used to have gallery exhibits all the time.
What is the Noir Lounge? I see it in the background there. They're advertising it.
I have no idea what the Noir Lounge is, but it's taking up where the gallery used to be. They used to have big shows for like Stanley Kubrick, Tim Burton, Fellini, James Bond.
And there's one very important reason why they don't do it anymore. They can't afford it.
Yeah, that's right. Although Picture Palace... You remember Picture
I never
Palace?
visited it, did you?
No, why would I?
So Picture Palace was like an Instagram trap with non-copyrighted things, so it kind of looks like movie-related stuff.
Well, it was kind of a trendy thing for a while. Maybe it still is in LA, where like, they do a pop-up of like a set from The Shining or from Beetlejuice or whatever.
But imagine that, and it's nowhere recognizable. It's like Hollywood.
Like the Hollywood Hills or like a movie camera.
All right, let's get moving.
We're going to the 4th floor.
I've never been to the 4th floor, I don't think. So wait, where did you hear about this?
I got an email, like some PR email, and I saw it on that sign there.
Oh, okay. All right, we wanted to talk about the exhibit as we were looking around it, but we were shocked to discover that exhibits you should be quiet when you're around them. And there were other people.
There was also a tour going on, which I love. I love that somebody's providing like historical context. Okay, first of all, one thing I want to say, I knew forever my fate was determined on the pen. Now, you may think that a quote of that quality would be by me. No, it's by Mr. Sylvester Stallone.
Did you get the other one that was on the other side that was like a quote to Rambo?
Yes, I did.
Or maybe Rocky.
There's one, Sylvester Stallone says, the rejection, that's my encouragement. And there's another quote by Mr. Rocky Balboa, that's all I want to do is go the distance. And I would say these quotes on the gallery walls are kind of the themes of Stallone's art.
Now, and let's be specific, we're talking about art today because we showed up expecting probably, like if you hear exhibit, mementos from his career.
Yeah.
There's a doc about him.
Rocky's shorts or whatever.
That's not what it was. This was a gallery of Sylvester Stallone's paintings.
So I'm trying to imagine the negotiation that led to this, because as we just said, the Sly documentary is the closing night film, and I can imagine them being like, okay, Sly, what will it take to get you here? And he probably said, well, I got, a bit of a...
I knew you were going to...
I like to paint sometimes, maybe we'll put out some paintings. And they're
like, sure.
And I'm glad they did, because I had a great time.
So we were shocked when we walked in, much to our delight, I would say, because I think it would have been a little bit sadder if it was like, there are the shorts from Rocky. No, we get to get, the pure, straight from the vein artist on these walls. And they spanned a longer period of time than I expected, with one being from 1975 and then some being from a couple years ago.
Yeah, so the one from 1975 is called...
Or 1977.
No, there is one from 1975 called The Birth of Rocky. Finding Rocky. It's mixed media, newspaper clippings. There's a... I wish you could see it. It's this hilarious picture, this self-portrait.
Yeah. Oh, and let's be specific. Almost all of these are self-portraits in some way.
I mean, look, we're not art critics on this podcast, but we're going to try, because all of them. He's very heavily influenced by sort of Jean-Michel Basquiat. Mm-hmm. A lot of that, as are many people who can't actually paint.
Yeah. It's so funny that he is present and his characters are present in almost all of these. So, Finding Rocky, what year did Rocky come out?
It came out in 1975. He made this the year
that it came out.
Yeah, and it's a self-portrait of him looking very doofy indeed in front of a bunch of kind of newspaper clippings, and what looks like a shoreline of
when I think of Rocky, I think of the shoreline, right?
Well, I mean, maybe it's Sicily or something. I don't know. maybe it's his Italian.
And there's
heritage.
words taken out of a newspaper that say "box professional."
Yeah,
boxing.
Another one that I liked a great deal was "Death of a Friend," and it's kind of a Dali-like painting.
You know what? That's exactly what it is. Where you have a figure with a little heart, and it looks like he's pushing a heart away in this bleak red and black, very abstract landscape as a moon-like beast haunts him in the background. He's holding a heart in his foot, it looks like, or maybe it's his hand. I think it's his hand.
But there's
backwards.
also a very visible heart on his chest, outside his body.
Who died in 1977 that Sly knew?
Oh, maybe it was his old self. Maybe he's lamenting
who he used to be once.
I mean, one of my other favorite ones is from 1991. It's called Backlash, and it's another very radical mixed media piece. It's a two-pronged canvas. On the left is this abstract-ish portrait, a self-portrait, or is it someone else?
Yes, absolutely. Because I'm sure that you could look at that time, and he probably showed up on Life magazine, because there's Life in the corner, and then a Stallone-looking burned man.
Yeah.
But then, to keep you thinking, there's a mirror on the other side.
Yeah, so I can see myself in it. And, he makes you wonder, are you, who is the Backlash? Are you the Backlash?
Are we the one backlashing him?
It's interesting to consider that it's called Backlash at the time when I think this was a tough period in Stallone's career.
It was the year that Oscar came out,
and
the John Landis film.
Probably Stopper My Mom Will Shoot was around this time as well.
So he had basically a slump until... what were the big hits?
Cliffhanger was
that 1990?
That was 93 or so.
Okay.
But then after Cliffhanger, I mean, there was a series of movies that I think did well, especially overseas. Demolition Man did well.
That one didn't do well in North America.
That's right. But
Assassins.
Judge Dredd made $100 million worldwide. The worldwide grosses kept him afloat.
And I mean, he had stuff like Driven as well. And his attempts like Copland didn't lead to the success critically that he was hoping for. And he did have a period of DTV-ness with I See You that ended up going direct to video.
We should do a Patreon episode on DTV Stallone, specifically that era. Have you seen those?
I have seen Detox. Of course I have no. Okay. And I even watched the work print version that is the director's original vision.
I mean, I assume they're a little bit better than the DTV stuff he's doing now, like Escape Plan 3.
Oh, we forgot.
Post-Copland, pre-Rocky Balboa era is kind of one flop after another. Mm. And you weren't in Toronto when Driven was being shot?
No, I wasn't. I've never seen Driven.
Neither have I. It took over the city, though.
Really?
It shot, there was breathless reportage in all 4 of the newspapers about the shooting of that movie. It shot...
Colin Cunningham worked on the visual effects. He has a lot of stories about Rennie Harlan. Party animal.
Did he by any chance hear
Okay.
a broadcast from Stallone's trailer
So
involving a certain assistant?
You know that story. Like every star under the sun has had that story attributed to them.
But especially Stallone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is one of those urban legends. I wonder if there's any kind of like, deep dive and this really happened. Like, the story of Seagal being on set and somebody doing a move to him that caused him to shit his pants.
Oh, yeah, of
And it was
course.
proven to be not true.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole YouTube video about it.
I
where
wish
someone
you
does-
didn't tell me
I
that.
know.
That was like supposed to be Gene LaBelle
Yeah,
who did
that's
that
right.
to him.
Like
Yeah.
the stuntman / like genuine fighter.
Oh my God.
And so let's go through some more of these paintings. Some of them may, have Stallone himself in them.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, probably my actual favorite one. I'm calling all of them my favorites because like when I'm looking at them, they are my favorite. But Still Fighting, which was a big silk screen work on like a giant canvas, accomplished through 2018 and 2019.
Now, what did he feel he needed to keep still fighting? When did Creed come out? When did he lose that Oscar?
I would
2016?
So I would say Still Fighting is like the theme of the latter part of his career.
Yeah.
It begins with Rocky Balboa. It's like this is a man who's been counted out. He's been
I mean,
box
he looks
office
ancient
poison.
in Rocky Balboa.
But in Rocky Balboa, that's what that's all about. That's like I
Yeah,
still got the
I'm
fire.
still
in me.
keeping going.
And you know what? He was still fighting.
But I'm wondering why in 2018 he felt the need to paint something and call it Still Fighting. Like, what was he still fighting against?
I mean, I think it was time.
Yeah.
I mean, so 2018, 2019, that was when he was making Rambo: Last Blood.
Oh boy!
And you can see on this canvas that you have both Rocky. This is Rocky Balboa era Rocky. This canvas. Again, look up this painting, folks, if you can find it, because it has a little bit of Basquiat, a little bit of Pollock, a little bit of Warhol. He's heavily influenced by Warhol. He used to hang out with Warhol.
He did?
He was like in the late 70s. He's mentioned in Warhol's diaries a lot.
Wow. I mean, I love like early Stallone because he was so creatively kind of obsessive and trying for new things. There's a book written by an assistant director, and he worked on some of Stallone's early movies. I think the story comes from, Rocky 3, which Stallone directed, and that Rocky loved to bring people off the street who weren't actors, because he's like, I just want, the immediacy of them being present. I just love this kind of stuff.
I like that he is simultaneously like a dumb meatball from the neighborhood, and he's also somebody like with the soul of a poet. You know, somebody who wants to like be a great artist. I think at times is. I mean, some of those movies.
I think that the thing about Stallone, as much as we love to laugh at him, there is that kind of creative need that, on one hand, does stink of that desperation of wanting to go beyond the way that he's perceived by the people. But I think I don't think it's just that. I think that there's also that kind of vein. You can see it in like his movies of wanting to be an artist and that this is what he wants to do.
Oh, totally. Like Paradise Alley and even Staying Alive.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the editing of Rocky IV, like he's pushing.
He's experimenting.
He's
with
trying
stuff.
to be expressive
Yes.
in interesting ways.
But at the same time, you get that tension with he also wants to be famous and wants to be known as a superstar. And he can't quite balance both of those elements.
I also think he often finds himself hitting the limits of his own talent and the limits of his own ability, as do we all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he basically had two ideas, Rocky and Rambo. And those are the ideas that he's explored throughout his career. And he explores those ideas in his art as well. And mind you, lots of people like Hong Sang-soo, Woody Allen, there are lots of people who only have a few ideas that they come to again and again.
And I mean, both of those are kind of signifiers for like the ultimate He-Man, or especially Rambo. He would become that. Like they both started as broken individuals who would find value in not just victory, but because they had to continue on, they had to become individuals who get value from victory.
Well, they're both kind of like conservative icons in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
conservative in the small C sense, like, or do I mean that in the small C sense? They are both kind of Republican style icons. Or one of them is a bootstraps guy who's like works really, really hard. This is the light side of Stallone's persona.
But the argument would be
but
that
the dark side is John Rambo.
Yeah,
where it's
well-
like we're all savages.
Yeah, but
you
we're
know?
all savages, but in the kind of... He didn't write Rambo though, and it was based on a novel that he had nothing to do
So
with.
he didn't write the first Rambo, but I do think like over time he became sort of the author of that character.
No,
as it
absolutely.
evolved.
But that's what I'm saying is that's why it's interesting that like the first one is kind of like a broken down guy that society has abandoned, and like in the original edit of the film, Rambo dies at the end.
Right.
He just basically commits suicide.
But by the time of Rambo 4, the 2008 one, that is like a pure kind of like Republican movie about how like, listen, man is inclined towards barbarism.
But is that just because that's the dead end of having to keep these characters alive for this long? And if the thing that Stallone wants is, to be present, to be considered important, he has to push them to those extremes. And he clearly will not kill any of these characters in the movies because he considers that he is part of them.
Oh, totally.
Even though that, like, all of these movies, like, there is such a clear delineation of where he's supposed to die.
Well, it is interesting, too, that like both Rocky and Rambo become self-portraits over the course of his career where they represent where he is at every point of his career. Like Rocky Balboa is where he was in 2006 on some like kind of mental level. Like in 1985 in Rocky 3, Rocky 4, where he's like top of the world. He's like the fucking king. He's ending communism single-handedly.
Rocky 3, listen, he may be a big shot, but he's also a man of the streets.
Or Rocky 2, it's like, okay, I did it once, can I do it again?
Yep, but this time I can do it, and I can win.
Right. And then by the time of Creed, it's like, which I know he has a complicated relationship with the Creed franchise. But
I would love to know, like, did he just have a different creative vision in what the movie should be? And it's like, well, Stallone should star in these. He should really be the main guy in these,
I would
right?
imagine so. I mean, Creed 2, it looks like he kind of muscled his way around in and kind of like, did Michael B. Jordan like that it became a movie about Rocky and Drago? Probably not.
No, but I mean, we did.
I did, yeah.
And I've already spoken of my not a big fan of Creed 3 and its politics.
Yeah.
But let's look at some more of that art. Like I mentioned, there's a Rambo one where it says, I think it's John is looking at you.
Oh, this is so good. There's one called Civil Impact from 2020. Okay, Civil Impact.
Oh boy! All right,
let's unpack this.
Yeah.
So Rambo is in it.
And this looks like the Rambo from, let's be generous, the last one, Last Blood.
No, it looks like 2008. This
yeah,
is.
I know. I was trying to be generous.
So it's a very dark canvas. I mean, so when you see Civil Impact and you see John Rambo and you see a lot of black in 2020, do you remember on Stallone's, I don't know if you saw this, but on Stallone's official web store, he was selling sort of anti-lockdown, anti-mask.
He was?
Stuff where, like, there was a picture of, like, there's a scene in First Blood where, like, a guy stops him and says, like, what are you doing here in town, kid? But, like, it was that, but the speech bubble coming out of the authority figure is like, where's your mask, son?
Oh.
So he was...
kind of repurposing.
Right.
Now... Okay, so we have that image of Rambo, and then did you notice that there's a clock? Maybe time's up.
Oh, that's interesting. Funnily enough, I first interpreted that clock as like
a target,
gender stuff, like the male-female symbol. But no, you're right. It is either a target or a clock. And then why is John Rambo? He's completely black. What is it written in the corner? There's something, it's just kind of red, kind of peeking through. Yeah. And in the right side, that's where it gets much more abstract. Where we're in Pollock territory here. Yeah. I mean, a lot of layers going on here. Rambo is a kind of spectral figure in this. Yes. John looking through you from 2017. Yeah, it's another one. So it's kind of like how Warhol used the same picture of Marilyn Monroe over and over and over again. He keeps using the same photo of John Rambo. And it looks like a photo negative. Rambo is like dead center in the middle of the frame, much like the gold Marilyn of the Warhol canvas. Now, because he's the one painting this, could you interpret this as kind of like beyond what John Rambo is and he's trapped in the cycle? I would actually really love to talk to Stallone about this art to see what he's getting at, because he's obsessed with himself. Yes. He's first of all obsessed with the theme of keep fighting, keep doing it, keep working just like I did. But then based on these paintings, it's like Rambo and Rocky are just anchors around his legs that he can never let go of. That's what it feels like to me, and especially the way that he shows, like when Warhol uses those Marilyn pictures, she seems so disembodied. She seems so dehumanized. Well, she's an idea. Yeah, she's just a pure icon, and that's like what he's done to himself in these paintings, and that's dark to me. Well, he is, though, at the end of the day, right? Because John Rambo and Rocky Balboa are ideas, but when the person who's creating them cannot stop just revisiting them and painting them, there is just a sadness there that's what's happening. Are there any other? So this is another one that I particularly like called Last Round from 1991. This is the same year of Oscar and stuff, and it's It's like a line drawing of him as Rocky, almost like that iconic Muhammad Ali photo.
Of him standing over?
Yeah. But it's just him on the stage, like standing up, and then there's some kind of like almost Gerhard Richter style, like splashes of yellow paint.
Look at
over
these griffins at the top of the frame here, because these are frames that he picked too.
You know, I mean, if I were being ungenerous, I would say it's almost like he like
looking at art and then recreating his
like,
version of it where Rocky is in it.
In a very like idiot savant sort of way.
Yeah.
Like he draws himself and then he splashes some paint over it, and it's like, oh yeah,
Oh, I'm cool.
you interpret it how you want. There's something a little bit like, if I were being really ungenerous, it's almost like Chat GPT got a bunch of like modern art from the last 50 years and like
Rocky
and add
modern art.
Rocky. Yeah. But I don't know. The fact that we know that this came from his paintbrush makes me like it.
What's that?
So okay, here's one called
What year is that? 2018?
Scar from 2018.
Now, notice that he drew the same clock in this one that he did in the 2020 one that was Civil Impact.
And this one has a woman in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that. It has Life written at the top, much like the Life magazine canvas that we saw elsewhere. Is the woman one of his daughters or maybe his wife?
That looks like a figure there in the top left holding something. Maybe a disembodied Oscar of some sort.
Oh, maybe. Is he really that haunted by losing the Oscar?
He is absolutely haunted by losing that Oscar.
But Rocky shouldn't win. Oh, I do want to say that we saw the original script for Rocky, the original shooting script.
And it's so funny that it's dedicated to his mother.
Finally, I just want to take a look at one extremely abstract canvas, Shadow Dance #1 from 2013. This is one of the few we see that doesn't have him in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I kind of like it as far as this sort of thing goes.
Do you think that maybe he does have more paintings that don't have Rocky or John Rambo in it, but he's sought like, oh, this is what the people want to see?
Maybe, but also, I mean, you look at his Instagram.
It's all Rocky. It's all
Yeah, I do think he comes by his obsession with himself, honestly. But I do like it when he ventures into pure abstract territory. Like, one thing I'll say about him is he really does, like, he does kind of do a good imitation of it. It's also kind of funny because when you look at his brother Frank's Instagram, Frank is kind of like the dumber Sly.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think Frank really has any truck for, like, abstract or non-representative art. He'll show pictures of, like, you know, like the worst kind of Leroy Neiman-ish or Norman Rockwell canvases and be like,
What, does he paint too?
No, he
Okay.
he just like shows the stuff. And he'll be like, look at this before the libs got art or whatever, you know.
Now, did you wander into the reality TV show about Sly and his family?
Boy, I'd like to. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Is it out yet?
It is out. It's on Paramount Plus, I think.
Because I would have thought that you would have been there.
I know, I should be.
Yeah.
Maybe later tonight.
Yeah, see what does that offer in, like, is there some artistic kind of, like, because that's clearly what you think he'd be pushing.
I am a big fan of Mrs. Eastwood and Company. Have you ever seen that?
God,
That was
I will not venture into those waters.
Clint's ex-wife's reality
Doesn't
show.
Clint only show up like a specter, like once or twice?
Every now and then, which is so much funnier to me than if he were actually in
there,
it.
yeah. You know Sly's going to be all over this reality TV show. And you know what? I bet you they're shooting for the show, like, at TIFF right now.
Do you think that's how he got to see the Pope? Like, is that what stirred that,
Yes,
that visit? They're
absolutely.
like, we need stuff for the show.
Yeah. It's like, and they can't do like Gene Simmons visiting Carrot Top and getting 2 dildos stuck to his hand.
Well, folks, I mean, there are other canvases. If you happen to be in Toronto this
It's
week,
free.
It's free.
It's on the 4th floor.
Access it by the elevator. And if there is a Stallone exhibit,
Near you. I'm sure it's touring, right?
yeah, it's just a great opportunity to think about the great man.
I feel like there's another Patreon episode in our future about the family Stallone.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.